like the idea of going out to the backyard to retrieve eggs from your very own chickens, and you can achieve this without a long-term commitment, listen up. Jen and Phil Tompkins, they're an entrepreneurial couple from Freeport, Pennsylvania, and they came up with the clever idea of renting chickens along with the chicken coop on wheels. Now, Phil and Jen join us now with answers to all of our chicken questions. Good afternoon and welcome.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Okay, my first question, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Well, that is definitely a good question. I like to think that the chicken was there to give us the egg, and we will never actually know the exact answer to that.
Yeah. Well, how about a follow-up question? Has either of you seen The Egg and I? Fred McMurray, Claude. Yeah, Fred McMurray, Claude Colbert. No. If you get a chance,
you have to look it up.
Yeah, you'll get a. It's a great movie. I think it's one of those four-star movies from the 30s.
Oh, from the 30s. That's probably why I'm not so familiar.
Probably, yeah. So this is most interesting. Just to give you a little bit of the backstory here, we've been doing this show for 5 years, and for 5 years, Kim has been periodically talking on the air about how much she wishes she could have chickens in our backyard. And I think that it's just one of those things. She's waxing nostalgic because she grew up with chickens on her. Well, it wasn't a farm.
It wasn't a farm. We had just over an acre of land, and we had some chickens and a couple of goats. And
yeah, that's not even a farmette. That's nothing.
No.
But
the chickens made it feel like a farm.
Right.
No, it didn't really.
So now, what's going on? I mean, how do you explain the growing popularity of homesteading? The thought of having your very own hens that lay eggs.
Sure. Well, people really want to know where their food comes from. Even in the news recently, you may have read how companies like McDonald's are putting pink slime in their hamburgers, or you've read about GMO, genetically modified organisms, where scientists have genetically altered plants to resist chemicals such as Roundup. And even, in Europe, some countries have gone as far as banning GMO crops that are imported to Europe from the United States. And that's why we see such a rise in organic companies such as Whole Foods and other organic markets appearing all over the United States. So what we're doing is we're helping people. We're helping to put that farm closer to their kitchen table. It's almost like a modern day victory garden, except the victory for our homesteading chicken renters is knowing what, where, and what condition the animal that provides that food is being taken care of. And, to top it off, a happy chicken really does produce a wonderfully tasting egg.
Well, then, what can be said of these eggs that are in these factory farms where they never see the light of day? Aren't they in these real tight cages? And
sure. So the majority of the eggs that you find at your local chain store come from a chicken factory where a chicken is inside this cramped little cage. They've got someplace to eat, they've got someplace to do their business, and they've got someplace to lay an egg. And these chickens are often pumped full of hormones. These companies will adjust the timing on the lights to try to produce more eggs than what you'll find in a natural chicken. I'm not going to say that those eggs are unhealthy, but I personally believe that a farm fresh egg, where a chicken has the ability to move more than a couple centimeters, it's going to be a happier chicken, and I still believe that a happy chicken produces a wonderful egg. That's the difference here with having a chicken at the home.
Well, but you can go to various stores, as you mentioned, Whole Foods, or there's markets that definitely carry organic eggs. Why have the chicken in your own backyard?
Well, that's a great question, and it's like any other animal. And you would never know this unless you had one. when you walk out there to even feed your chickens, they start clucking and clucking and clucking as you walk over to say hi to them. And I usually walk up, or my wife walks up, and she says, "Hi, ladies, and how many eggs do you have for us today?" And we still get a wonderful thrill out of being opening up the coop there and pulling out a couple fresh eggs and really knowing where that food's come from. It's a great experience. We've got some neighbors around, and their kids enjoy the chickens as well. The people that we've rented to, they've even gone as far as naming their chickens, and the chicken really does become part of the family, and that really is the goal for us, is to be able to make chickens, owning them, an easy process for somebody that has never had a chicken.
The truth is, I just set you up for that. When I was a kid, my favorite chicken was named Scotty. I was too young when I named him to realize that Scotty was actually a girl, but
it really is for the experience as well. I mean,
and I don't know if it was just me, but I really thought our chickens had personalities, and Scotty was my favorite chicken.
All right, but Jen, it sounds to me like if some of your clients, your customers, are naming their chickens, do you have a rent-to-own program going here?
We do have the option for people to purchase the whole package at the end of the rental period, or even we can pick up in the fall and supply them with the same chickens come the spring after we've cared for them through the winter.
All right, so
That's nice.
how long a period? What's the normal rental program, and how much does it cost?
Normal rental period is from May until November, and that includes the portable coop that can be moved around the yard, 2 egg-laying hens. We provide food for the entire rental period, as well as a custom RentTheChicken food dispenser and water dispenser for $350 for the whole entire rental period.
All right, so May to November, we're looking at about, 7 months?
6 months, yeah.
6 months,
6, 7 months.
$350. How many eggs will you get out of those 2 chickens over a 6-month period?
Well, I can give you the week period, and maybe you can do some quick math. 8 to 14 eggs per week from both chickens.
All right.
So total. 8 to 14 eggs total from both the chickens.
Okay, so we're talking 26 weeks times 14, right? So
At a high end, yeah.
364 eggs. Oh, that's not so bad. Is it? Wait a minute. That's $1 an egg?
Well, add the experience into it.
And what?
Add the experience into
yeah, right. Yeah, truthfully, it blows me away how cheap you can get eggs in the grocery store. I mean, it just, I think it underscores how inhumane the whole process must be, because when you think about some of the time, when they're on sale, I never pay attention to prices came in the grocery store, but
well, I never buy the cheap eggs, so
yeah,
I
we
don't
buy
know.
fills, but I think that sometimes as a loss leader, you're talking like
$5.69, I think.
yeah,
like
I mean, if that's the case, we're talking like 15 cents an egg. But when you figure that the farmer's got to get paid, and somebody who trucks these eggs to a distribution center where they got to be packaged and then redistributed and shipped to a warehouse or moved directly to the store and everything, there can't be a lot of markup in these eggs, can there?
I wouldn't think so, no.
No. All right, so what you're doing is part of it is you're selling the experience.
Definitely, the experience and knowing that your chickens have not been pumped full of hormones, and knowing that they're eating a quality food.
And when they're eating a quality food, are the shells thicker?
It's very comparable to what you're going to find at the grocery store.
Really?
One of the things that having your own chicken at your house is that the eggs, sometimes they're going to be slightly different sizes. We find that, you'll find a couple more double yolks every now and then. The grocery store chains, before those eggs are shipped, they do light tests and other things to make sure that they have a very consistent egg every single time. And You know, eggs are like the chicken's personalities. They're all going to be a little bit different, but you're going to find that they taste amazing. You know, they're going to have less cholesterol, less saturated fats, some more of those good omega fatty free acids for you. So it's going to be a healthier egg with a backyard chicken.
So what size is the coop that you send along?
Our coop is a triangle shape, and it is 3 foot wide by 5 foot deep. And
So
it
anybody
stands,
could have it, basically. I mean, you can have that on a city lot easily.
oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that was one of our goals here, is to allow somebody with a small space to still be able to have some fresh eggs in the morning. And our target market includes not only those people that have never had chickens before, but also those people that haven't had them because they don't think they have the space. Our coop is also as predator-proof as we could possibly make it. And for those customers that have larger areas, they're even welcome to open up that coop and let the chickens roam around.
All right, so this is May through November. It sounds like a seasonal business. Where do the chickens go for the winter? Do they go to Florida or
Sarasota.
No, they don't fly south for the winter. I'm sure some of them wish they do, but we do have an insulated coop that allows them to stay warm. We have water dishes that won't freeze, so that they have fresh water all the time. But they stay in a warm location so that they're ready for next season's hunt.
All right, this is a question I could ask my wife anytime, but when you go out to get the eggs, are they just sitting there, or do you have to kind of push the chicken away to grab the egg, and do you get a dirty look?
It all really depends on how badly the chicken wants to be petted. So sometimes when I reach into our small rental coop to take out an egg, the chicken's right there wanting to be petted, so I, give her a quick pet and grab the egg. And so there's a nesting area on the rental coop where that's 95% of the time where the egg can be found.
Okay. All right, so there's no maternal instincts here? They think that this egg is a special egg or anything?
Not really. Chickens, when they lay the egg, one of two things happen. They either care about the egg, or they just lay the egg and kind of walk away and they don't care about it. Mm-hmm. Almost every single chicken out there is just going to lay the egg and not care about it. Now, the special thing happens when a chicken will sit there and sit on the egg and try to, hatch the egg. We don't keep roosters with the hens, so there's no chance of fertilization. But if we did, that would actually be a wonderful chicken for us to have, because any time that we can get a hen to lay on those eggs and take care of those eggs the entire time and actually hatch additional chicks for us is wonderful. But finding that kind of chicken is far and few between, but they're out there.
Mm-hmm. Now, when are chickens most productive? What years?
So in the first number of years, so starting at about 6 months old, through 2 years 3 years is the most productive time of their life. Now, they do continue to lay through their life, although the production of eggs slows down as they get older.
All right. So what happens to the chickens when their production isn't where it should be?
Well, hopefully at this point we've got people that have fallen in love with their chickens, and they want to keep them and purchase them and have them as part of their family. We're a new business. We started in June, and we haven't exactly made up our minds as to where we'll be and when some of these chickens are 3 and 4 years old. I think that's a question that we can come back to in a couple of years. But we really hope that these chickens find a forever home through our rental process.
If you're just joining us, our guests are Jen and Phil Tompkins. They came up with a business where you can literally rent the chickens and the coop and have fresh eggs every morning. What is the name of your business?
the Chicken, which can be found at RentTheChicken.com.
Mm-hmm. I came across this story yesterday. If I may, I would like to share it with you and our listeners. It says here, animal rescuers say 1,200 retired hens are being shipped via cargo plane from California to their new home on the East Coast. This is probably old news for you, but just bear with me. It says the Animal Play Sanctuary in Grass Valley, New York, said it was contacted by the Northern California Egg Farm about rescuing the 1,200 chickens that had been slated to be euthanized via carbon monoxide. And this sanctuary is teaming up with rescue groups, and these chickens are going to spend their remaining years
just clucking around.
Yeah. It says here, we've got perches and nest boxes for them, lots of grass, even a small area where they can wander into the woods. They will be able to spread their wings and feel the sunshine for the first time in their lives. So obviously these were probably chickens that were in an industrial farm situation. And so, at some point in time, these chickens, something's got to be done about
a master plan.
Yeah, you need an end-stage plan here because, from what I understand, laying hens they're too lean to be sent to a slaughterhouse for human consumption. Correct?
Laying hens can be slaughtered and eaten like any other bird. I mean, there's hunters out here in western Pennsylvania that hunt pheasants, which is a smaller bird than our chickens. So. That is an option, but
that's a horrible thing to even think about.
Yeah, it's not something that I would want to do. So we're hoping that
they're going to create a retirement community for them.
Yeah, but with McDonald's coming out with the chicken wings, I think it's open season on everything. There's going to be such a demand. Yeah. So
okay, speaking of horrible, thinking about this, what if, God forbid, somebody's got their chickens and one gets eaten by a fox or a raccoon? What is the policy?
Well, we know that is something that can happen, although we've made our coops as predator-proof as possible. If a chicken does become another animal's lunch, we will replace the chicken free of charge, as long as the death of the Rent-The-Chicken was not due to neglect.
Okay, so as long as there's evidence that the chicken was put in the coop at night and safely latched, then it's warranted, I guess, guaranteed.
Yeah. We're going to believe what our customer says, and unless we show up then, there's obviously some malnutrition issues and stuff like that, and in which case we might not even.
Right, you don't want them to have the chicken anyway. Right.
Might be the end of the rental for them.
Right.
So I guess it goes without saying you probably have eggs for breakfast, right?
And lunch. And yeah.
Okay, all right. But hey, it keeps going back and forth. It seems like periodically you'll hear a story come out that says, you should limit your egg consumption to just a few a week, and then some time goes by, time elapses, and all of a sudden it's like, well, no, egg consumption is healthy for you. I mean, it does go back and forth, doesn't it?
It does go back and forth, and I'm of a belief that most any food is good in moderation, and that the healthier food that you can have, such as from a chicken that you have fed yourself and that you know that they're eating, I'm of the assumption that is going to be a healthier diet for you. There's so many things in this world that can cause heart disease or cancers or any of those awful problems, and we hope that through our process and through the rental process, you'll find how much better and healthier that this egg is for you.
And it seems like one of the big rages is the omega fatty acids these days, and you'll find that in eggs, correct?
Yes, you will. In fact, unlike the store-bought eggs, it's been documented that farm fresh eggs, such as what we have, actually have a higher omega-3 content for you.
Mm-hmm. As Kim mentioned, we buy our eggs at the supermarket, but the brand we buy...
Occasionally I'll hit the local farmer.
Right. And that's when
I don't literally hit farmers, sorry.
And that's when a lot of them are brown and they're different sizes.
Right.
Yeah. But it seems like the shell is a little thicker, the ones you get from the farmer. But we buy them from a company called Phil's that's in Illinois. And theirs are cage-free, but they don't see the light of day. They wander, but they're in a big barn. They don't get to go outside. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously that's going to protect them from the elements and the weather. Just having them being able to walk around is good. But chickens, they like to look for bugs and hunt and, eat little grubs and they do an amazing job there for you at the house. I think any time that you can put a chicken outdoors in a more natural environment, that's going to be beneficial to the chicken's happiness. As for whether or not that these people are doing the right thing, or if these eggs are going to be better or worse, I don't know. I haven't tried one, but it's definitely a step up from that chicken stuck in that small cage in a factory.
Yeah, I wonder if chickens suffer from vitamin D deficiency if they don't get some sunlight. I wonder about that. Well, obviously we're not going to get an answer on that one because I don't know if there's been
we have no idea. That's a great question. We'll have to.
I don't know if there's been any chicken health studies conducted on vitamin D deficiency, but
making sure they have a quality food is very important as well. So I'm sure any organic natural food that they may be feeding them might make up for vitamin D deficiency.
And I don't want this to be a commercial for Phil's eggs, but I really do like those eggs. But they grow their own feed.
No, this is a commercial for Rent Your Chickens. RentTheChicken.
But they have not franchised Wisconsin and Illinois yet.
Maybe this is my opportunity.
Yeah.
Kim, we can talk to you after the show.
All right. Yeah.
The way your coop is constructed, then, does it sit on the ground so that the chickens are able to peck around on the ground a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, and then you can just move
the whole coop is on the ground.
Okay.
They have the nesting area at the rear of the coop, and there's a door at the rear of the coop to access the eggs, and front of the coop to let them out or to access the dish though.
So there's a chickie door, just like a doggy door?
No, not a chickie door. It's a human door.
Oh.
You can't have the chickens open their own door, Frank.
Oh, okay.
They'd be coming out.
Well, you have
that's like letting the fox in the hen house,
no,
Frank.
You have a fenced-in area then. I don't know. But hey, what happens now if you want to go on vacation for a few days? Do you have the neighbors come over and take care of them every day, or how does this work?
Sure. So the food dish that Homestead Jen and I have designed, it's a nice dish that will allow for 3 days worth of food to be in there for both chickens. So as long as you fill up the water container, which holds a gallon of water, and fill up the feed dish, they will be good for 3 days. At that point, if you're going to be gone longer, I would definitely talk to your neighbor, maybe convince them with some free eggs while you're gone, and make sure that they've got some more food and water.
Now, do you have a little roof over the nesting area, so if it rains, they've got a dry place to go?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay, you know how I
And
worry about
shaded areas, if they're in the sun, it's also shaded for them to have a place to go, and then that's where they sleep as well, because they feel protected in that area.
So they're kind of low maintenance. If you can go away for 3 days and not have to worry about them. Tell me, I can tell you this: if these chickens were giving milk, you couldn't go away for 3 days.
Oh,
those poor dairy farmers, they're chained to their farms. But
yeah.
Okay, so you're fine tuning the business model here. Do you think that you're going to end up franchising this concept, or what's the plan from here?
Well, our plan is to see how this initial year goes, and to see what the reaction is of the community, which has been very positive. We've had a lot of people interested in this, a lot of local people here to Western Pennsylvania. We've actually receive phone calls from people as far away as Connecticut, of people in New York and all over wanting to rent a chicken. I would bet to wager that by fall of 2014, there will be possibly an option to franchise in your local area, depending on, we want to see how things go. The other thing that we're going to be looking at is a coop design that allows for year-round use as well instead of just summer use.
So I imagine that if...
And to add to that real quick, there are some other local places throughout the country who do what we do under different names with different business models.
Right.
And so if people are not in Western PA close to us, there are some other places around the country and even around the world that offer something similar.
Yeah, but Jen, they're not RentTheChicken, though. There's only one.
That's exactly right. We are RentTheChicken.
Yeah, there's only one RentTheChicken, and that's the two of you.
That's for sure.
All right, so I think if people want to stay abreast, no pun intended, they should probably just check in periodically on your website to see if there are any developments.
Sure, you bet. We're hatching new ideas daily.
Oh.
Oh, that's my guy forever together.
Jen,
we also have a Facebook group where people can join.
Yeah. Jen,
so the Facebook group is RentTheChicken Community. It's not just for RentTheChicken customers, it's also for people who are interested in starting with raising backyard chickens, as well as people who already do it, already raise their backyard chickens.
Yeah. So Phil's hatching new ideas every day. Jen, now I know why you married this guy. He's so clever. Yeah.
It's funny.
All right. So once again, the website is RentTheChicken.com. Can't get any more straightforward than that. We're bumping up against a commercial here. Commercials, I hope. But I want to thank you so very much. You've been a great guest, and I knew that when my wife saw the show packet today, I knew she was going to be excited, and she sure was. She just thinks this is great. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and hopefully we can check back with you again in the near future.
You bet.
Sounds good.
Call anytime. Take care.
All right. Jen and Phil Tompkins, and once again, it's RentTheChicken. So stay with us. We'll be right back.